Back to Deborah Michaels here. I wanted to ask you, how did you get into the Wiccan religion?
Well, Wicca is a very nature-based religion, and it focuses not just on the dual nature of deity, but also on reverence for nature. We believe that the earth is an organism in and of itself. Collectively, everything together comprises what we would call Gaia, and we are all connected. As Reverend Stan mentioned, all things are connected, and energy infuses all things. Everything is also interconnected. Whether you're a rock, a tree, a plant, or a drop of water, you are connected. I've always had a deep reverence for nature. I was an Eagle Scout in my youth and spent a great deal of time in the outdoors. And yet I was a Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I was an altar boy for many, many years and contemplated going on. I was also very spiritual and contemplated going on to become a Catholic priest. And as I got a little older and began teaching religious education, I started to develop more fundamental questions and had some issues with some of the way things are portrayed based strictly on a book rather than the things that I can tangibly see and feel around me. And I gradually began studying metaphysical topics and occult studies and came upon Wicca and realized that it was a very life-affirming, self-empowering religion. And as I learned more and more about it and got deeper and deeper into my studies, it's something that I chose to pursue.
But why call yourself a witch? Why would you want to give yourself that stereotype, being called a witch?
Sure. Well, I didn't name the religion.
Okay.
And didn't come up with some of the media images of witches and Wicca. You know, having heard about some of these things from the same sources as most others, I would have, you know, early on I wondered too what it was all about. But again, once I began learning more about it, I realized that these are stereotypes and that this is a perfectly life-affirming, empowering religion. Why call ourselves witches or Wiccans? Well, it all stems back to the historical origins of what Wicca is. And there was a gentleman by the name of Gerald Gardner, who was a British civil servant who coined probably the term Wicca, though there's some argument that it pre-existed that. Pagan is a broader term and encompasses all earth-based religions. Wicca is a branch of paganism. Paganism has been around for many thousands of years. Wicca, as an organized religion, has primarily started in the mid-1950s and has rapidly come to be one of the fastest growing religions of the world. Our church is one of the largest of the Wiccan churches that are out there.
How many people?
Oh, probably around the world, I think last count somewhere about 35,000, 40,000.
So it is increasing.
It is definitely increasing. The problem with codifying the numbers is we're a little unusual in our church in that we do believe in being an open congregational-based model. Traditionally and historically, most Wiccan groups meet in smaller, more reclusive groups called covens, where there's usually an outer maximum of like 13 witches who will get together to practice and worship and to work magic, which is a big concept that we work with.
So let's get into some of the misconceptions.
Sure.
What are the misconceptions of a witch?
Well, some of the misconceptions are that we worship Satan, which we don't. We don't even acknowledge the concept of Satan. It's a Christian concept and not something that we follow or certainly worship. That we sacrifice things. Well, you know, there's historical origins for some of this. You know, 1,000 years ago, ancient pagans did sacrifice things in honor of their deity, just as Christians did in ancient times. These are more historical perspectives than modern takes on any religion. There's not a, you know, there's very few religions today that sacrifice things, at least in this culture. Certainly there are some, such as voodoo and Santeria, where some of that may happen, but these are, even in those cases, they're very reverent things, and that's, you know, food-based. They end up having a ritual sacrifice in the way that we would bless a meal. However, you know, modern stereotypes of witches are that they are evil, that they are Satanists, that they all dress in black, and I know I happen to be wearing black. But
You do have black on, I must say.
I do have black on, that's true. But, you know, most modern Wiccans don't run around in robes and funny makeup and looking odd. We're normal people. We hold normal jobs. We work a normal life. And you often find that people don't understand that. A lot of it is simply education. People need to hear and see this more. But once people do and they begin to study and learn these things, we don't proselytize. We don't go out seeking new members, but they come to us because it is such a life-affirming path.
And you're married to a witch.
I am married to a witch.
And she's
yes.
here today.
My lovely spouse, Cassandra.
You're a witch.
Yes, I am a witch.
You're proud to say, right?
Yes, I am. Actually, I'm a high priestess.
Really? Okay.
That's how I like to go. But I don't like to announce that I'm a witch to the world. I say I'm a high priestess.
Okay, so you don't take that title at all then?
Well, I am a witch, but I don't go around announcing that because it frightens people.
Well, most people do think it's a negative.
Yeah, exactly.
Notion. So how long have you been a witch?
I would say the last 13 years. 13? Yes. But I've known my whole life that there was something missing. I was raised Roman Catholic like Davrin. We attended the same church.
So you met through religion, you and your husband? And
No.
You didn't?
We met in high school. I've known him my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. He's looking at me like, yes, that's right.
And you're here to say you're a happy couple.
We're a happy couple. We don't sacrifice children. We have 2 of our very own that we raise, and they go to school, and they've been brought up with morals and values and manners and all of the things that make life good.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.